Welcome back, of course, it's the Daybreak Africa if you're just joining us, and I remain Micheal Obagiri. So they will be talking about something very interesting. We'll be talking about women in tech, the cruciality of women empowerment, pros and cons. And to do justice to this wonderful topic before us today is already a woman in tech, I must say, the person of Ndidiamaka, Gladys Israel, who is the data analyst. A very good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
You look beautiful, by the way.
I was about to say that you just got it before me.
I think both of you are sharing colors today. I'm quite out.
Angela, don't start.
What's going on?
I must say, the spirit is moving, you know.
Anyways, and I'll also use the medium to say Merry Christmas in advance.
Thank you, and you too.
Oh, thank you very much.
Anyway, diving into the discuss proper for the day, we know that the tech space has been mostly dominated by the male folks and leaving behind the female gender, which calls for most of this gender equality and many of that kind of topics. Anyways, talking about women in tech, what do you term responsible? What are some of these factors that you've termed responsible for the low turnout of women in technology space?
Okay. I'll start with this. We understand that in the world today, the inequality of women being in tech has been so low because of gender inequality, and in most corporate organizations right now. Now, it is observed that most corporate organizations by research have seen that in most companies where women work more, they tend to be more profitable in the C-suite more than any other thing, but yet the gender gaps were still there observed. So for me, there are three things I came with, the main measure of things that we should consider in women in tech. Number one thing is diversity generates more revenue, and this diversity is not just one-time campaign. It should be something that should be continuous, and when it comes to continuity, women are more persistent in things than men, because men easily give up on some certain things. So because of the inequality gender we have in the world today, women are overly underrepresented in companies when it comes to such things. So for me, I think we should try to encourage women when it comes to, because we think differently, women think differently, and we need more role models. So the three things I think should be played out is, number one is diversity, since it generates more revenue. Then number two is that women think differently, so we should consider as one of important people in the society and in the C-suite. Then the last one is women. We need the country now, because of the diversity things that is happening, we need more role models. Yeah. All
right, so as I was saying, talking about diversity, which you've mentioned about everything, is a fine one, but now I'm looking into technology, the space, and also talking about women in tech. You made mention of women being persistent, the consistency, everything. I want to believe if women are that, and they give a lot of those things that you've mentioned, a businessman will want to have them in their company. Yeah. So why are we still seeing this marginally, not the numbers of women not even being enough in the space, especially when you feel like they have more productivity? We have Africans with our beliefs, the way we feel like, okay, women are supposed to be in the kitchen, they're not supposed to be here. That is also a major role that is playing. But outside that, why are they not there? Why are they not still being fully represented the way they are supposed to, looking at the numbers of men there?
Okay, thank you for this, and that's the main reason why I came. You know, in Africa, in the world today, there are more misogynist men than every other, the same way feminists. You know, when you talk against men trying to underrate women, they think you're a feminist. But when a man tried to stand against a woman, they called him a real man. Why is misogynist? So the issue we are having now is issue between feminist and misogynist. And now the problem with women not being taken care like properly indoors or put into companies is because of this misogynist. You know, most of us, it's not written on the face. So and most of us grow out it, because you know, when a rich man becomes rich, you don't really try to classify him in some tributes. So you try to say, okay, imagine a misogynist having a company. How do you think it would take a woman? They would rather take a higher man, because they believe that men's strengths are stronger, which is, yeah, I don't doubt that. It's a normal thing to do. But when it comes to productivity and consistency, I don't think there should be a comparison when it comes to gender, because it should come from your action and impact and what you can give in. It doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman. But in Africa today, we try to classify both based on gender, and it tends to, most companies, if you want, most companies that are very successful, there are more women. Reason because women put in their best in doing things. I don't want it to sound like I'm a feminist or is a feminist war against misogynists because of what is happening around the world. So I just want to be firm. There are some men that are very productive, but in a place, in a situation where you see someone who is productive, whether men or women, just try to employ. And that is why I came here, that in tech, women are taken for granted most times, and most people are actually looking down on women because they feel we can't think much. They have a lot of things to think. We end up in the kitchen, as you said. We should just focus on our children and our everything. And that is why most times social media are bringing most of the women nakeding themselves on social media, try to attract men, because our mindset have been put in husband, you have to have a man in your life, you have to have someone who can take care of you. So because of that mindset, so most women go in on social media nakeding themselves to be more attractive, so that men would take them, put them in the house. Most of them doesn't even care about being a wife. They just want to be recognized by most gender, which is men. So I think the way we can just reduce such things, just to value women, and also put in our mindset that women can still do some of the things we think men can do, without any gender fights, without any comparison, just based on qualification and what we know.
All right. Sorry, Angela, I know you want to come in there. Although I'm in a war with both of you, because I feel like it's going to be a woman versus man situation.
No, don't worry.
But
I'm on your side today.
I know God is with me. Now, you made mention of productivity when it comes to women, giving more productivity, but you also made mention of strengths. Now, I want to put it to you that two people, individuals, a woman and a man, that they have same quality, very good individuals when talking about tech world. Productivity might be differ, because if you say a man has more strength, he might be able to stay on the system to do more work than that woman. Okay. So productivity might come out more. That is that. Then secondly, the question of you saying, you said women putting out themselves on the social media for to get attention, to get people acknowledging them. Saying this is a fault of the men, I'm trying to understand that, because I want to believe men did not force them to do that. Why we not talk about the mindset? What do you think of the mindset of women as contributing to them not being in the sector of tech?
Okay, thank you for this. Actually, why I brought that into the scenario, okay, let me start with the one you say in productivity. I'll use myself for instance. I've been in a scenario where I was given a work, as a data analyst, I was given a work under tech to work it out, and I will have to. I'm also a graphic designer, so let me use my graphic design, because I think that data analyst will give me a longer time. So I was given a work to design a particular to make a particular design, and now this design I wasn't given a particular guideline. I was just giving an information, just a data, just design anything. So I have to think. Now the moment I'm thinking, I'm actually, and that moment the thinking can take me maybe half of the day, which I'm trying to bring out the perfect one. And when I do it, I try to ask people around, is this one actually okay? Now that moment I'm doing it, it's not that I'm trying to compare myself with some people, but the moment I try to relate with other guys, like if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. So because it's not their thing, their attention is not there, and they get so weak and tired of trying to, why are you bringing this to me? Like they don't have that time to waste time in doing such thing. So it doesn't matter the gender. It's just that when it's your turn, it's your turn. So you shouldn't put your mindset that because you are a man, that means you can stay longer time than a woman. If it's not your turn as a man, you probably can't even stay up to 1 minute doing it, because your mindset is not in that place. You're not really thinking what the person that is doing it is thinking. So at times I just look at it, it's always a job of myself. So I have the whole time to think about it. I have the whole time to design. I have the whole time to send, even to correct.
So are you saying the men in the tech world, they don't think?
That's what I'm saying. The men in the tech world, they also think, depends on the work given. That's what I'm saying. If such work is also given to me as a woman, now I can actually also think differently. As I say, women think differently from what they are thinking. And again, tech is about creativity. That's what I would say. So if you're not creative as a man, you might be in tech, you might not actually produce one thing that a woman might actually do. Some people might have an idea, but they don't know how to go about it. Some can go about it, but they don't have an idea. That is why two heads are better than two good heads, are better than one. So I'm not trying to make it a gender fight. So that's why I try to use my own scenario, that it doesn't matter the gender. Once you put in your mind in tech, you should just do it. And now coming to women in social media, it's not that it's the men that are giving them that mindset to do that, but you know, situation, they say if you grow in a place where there is no money, your parent never told you to go and steal, your parent never told you to do ritual, but because of the situation, you think another way outside the box, just to satisfy that situation. So men might not tell the women to do that, but they've looked at themselves. They want to be loved, they want to be valued, they want to. Now imagine a man encouraging a woman to be into this. I actually acknowledge men who encourages women to be into one work or the other, but it's not all men anyway. So that's why I respect those men. So if imagine you telling a woman you can do this, try this, you will see that woman will not even have time to naked herself on social media while she's trying to think of something. But when she's less busy and she wants to be loved, we naturally, they tag us as people who tends to love attention. Yes, it's true. Even me, I love attention too. So since we are tagged that way, that attention is needed. And when we don't get it, you know, most men, if you go to social media, they actually not value women. They talk to women anyhow. And someone that is, okay, I looked at myself, I'm not really that shapy enough. And now I saw a man saying my wife has to be this curvy, you are not even beautiful, all those kind of talk. It can get to me. If I have the money and the opportunity, I can try to change myself, but not for all women, those who have low self-esteem anyway, and they don't really write it on the face. So that is why I actually came to encourage women that we should try, that tech is something that we should try. It's something that when you try it, it brings out the creativity in you, it brings out the productivity in you, and it brings out the woman in you.
Anyways, from your experience as a data analyst and also a graphic designer, how many years have you been on it, and what are some of the challenges you faced during this period, especially at the initial stage? Because looking at Africa tradition, we are known for okay, let me not go to say but ladies are mostly looked down upon, and there are certain roles that they would not really want to give a woman because she's a woman due to some limitations or another. So what were some of the challenges you faced during this period, and how were you able to overcome them?
Okay. Thank you once again. Okay, as a data analyst and graphic design is almost my 4 years, and I will announce I never went anywhere to learn my graphics. It was something that at home, I grew up in a place where I don't really go out. I'm given all the opportunity to learn what I want in the house. You don't do anything, just cook, sweep, do everything, stay in the house alone. So, and I'm a very creative person. I just believe staying in the house they say idle man is a devil's workshop. So I created so many things. Apart from graphic, I'm into different things too. Okay, I do I'm a YouTuber. I do video editing. I use Premiere Pro anyway. I'm still learning. All those things is something that I started doing it by myself. But if it's data analyst, I actually paid for it. I paid to learn it, which I thought I could learn it alone. But no. Man must not be an island. So I actually paid for that one. But every other experience I have, it was my own personal. I've made so many mistakes. There's so many challenges. Number one, the challenge, this is the first time I can actually face people to talk. And I think I got that through some contact, and as I came to Ondo, precise, actually based in Port Harcourt anyway. So, and I wasn't allowed to meet people, so I had phobia meeting people, trying to talk. Even my graphics, I was making so many mistakes. I worked in a robotics company where with them, they actually boost me. So when I got to the place, I never knew anything about robotics, anything about coding. Though I do try, I act, I do comedy skits, I do different things, I act, I edit my video, I do different things, but anything robotics, I wasn't even aware of it. So I'm just this kind of person. Even though I don't know something, I will try to learn. So at the point when I went to my workplace, in the interview was not encouraging. I almost gave up. Like I gave up in China. But when I was called that, I was actually called for the company stuff. I was, wow. My uncle, thank you. My uncle was one who encouraged me, who gave me I almost back out. He told me that I should just go because I was scared. He said I should go and do it. I will get it better. So when I went to the company, the whole thing they were trying to bring was so strange to me. I never knew. I don't have any atom of knowledge of anything. So after the whole thing, I put in my effort. I tried. I was first an instructor. So from an instructor, they increased my post to associates, assistant business developer. From there, from assistant business developer, I tried. I even started. Even the robotics, I became one of the best in the robotics. Even in the coding, we use EV3 to code all those things. Now, before I know, they increased my position to associates, operational associates. So that one now gave me my graphics. The owner of the company now gave me graphics. Like I was given a limited time. I wasn't very good at graphics, but that place actually grounded me, like in a way that in any pressure I can actually do it and give to you, except I am very tight. So the company was the pressure at that point. I almost give up. Even my uncle, I will call him, my auntie, they will ask me how far is. I will tell them, see, sometimes I will even cry that I don't understand. I want to leave this company, they are killing me. I never knew that you're actually boosting me, because as it is now, nothing can shake me somehow. So it's not, I'm still learning, but it's not like before. Even the last design I did, it was really a challenge. I was so insulted of, like, he just, I said, God, what am I going to give you? My auntie said I should not give you. That's part of those learning. I should just manage and be learning it. That is just how I overcome such things. Then when I left the company because of my service, whatever, so I went into data analyst, which I learned it online almost a year now. So I learned it online. So when I came to Ondo again, I can't let my tech go, even after my laptop was stolen, all those things. So I still did not give up to the dream. I got a job where I'm also one of the facilitator of data analysts, where I teach some people, which the program is still on. All right.
You've made mention of a lot of things, that the ups and downs, your early time of learning and everything. But now, talking about women in tech, most people will say tech is the new oil. That's what they usually say. But now let's bring it to women in tech. How do you think Nigeria as a government can help to bring more women into tech, so that the realization of that saying, tech is the new oil, can be realized as fast as possible, especially with the kind of economy that we're operating, a mono economy that we just focus on oil alone?
And why is it so important for women to be in tech?
Okay, it's important for women to be in tech because of love of creativity. Women who are so eager to, who love creativity, tends to venture themselves into making of hair, sewing of clothes. So I think what have gone viral than that. So you see most people who are so in love of creativity, if you ask them, I'm going to learn how to sew, I'm going to learn how to make hair. I can still make hair too. The only thing I cannot do is sewing. I don't know how to, which I will still learn. But that should be something that you should know as a woman, just in case. But if you are a lover of creativity as a woman, I think you should actually invest in tech. It will actually make you to go viral because the world has gone beyond manual things. So that when you go to some places, when people are saying something, you can relate. Forget, men are always misogynists, Nigerian men, most of them, but they enjoy it when they have a woman who can stand by them and actually know the right thing to do and do the right thing. They inside them, they have this joy that they might not tell you, but when you look at it, even when you are not there, they always make fond of you. I have so many of my friends, male friends, even though I'm not there, I've actually heard them make mention of me doing this, doing that, but in front of me they actually act like they don't care. You get, it's something that it is hidden, that if we bring it out, I think men will value us more. Now how I want the government to help is by empowerment. Like, I actually have a program which I want to run basically, but because of one thing or the other, I just keep it calm. If government can empower, then we can go out there. There's so many people who are creative in so many places, but they don't know how to use it. They end up opening shops to make hair. Then I could begin to wonder, if everybody is a hair maker, a tailor, who will not bring their clothes? But if everybody is tech inclined, you don't need, in fact, tech is something that you don't even need customer. You don't need customer, you make your money. But all this making of hair, you need somebody to come to you before you can make money. So why not we just invest in it? Like, it doesn't matter how many who are into it. Even though there is competition on it, it doesn't matter. You can still make your money out of it. That is one thing about tech. You
said you don't need customer to make money in tech. I'm trying to understand that. So,
sorry, let me rephrase. It's not that you don't really need customer. Like, the competition in tech will not stop you from getting your own gain and reward. Unlike places like, I'm not against fashion designing. I'm not against, if you actually have that passion for it, you can go for it. If you actually have passion for making of hair, you can go for it. But I'm saying, based on, if you don't, you know, one thing, there's nothing about passion and having enough money to start up something. Now, I might like to make hair. I can make hair, as I said. Now, I don't really have enough money to start up this hair. I'll end up opening a kiosk shop. Now, this kiosk shop, you know, they say brand attract. Now, if you come to my place and it's just a kiosk shop, you tend to price me low because there is no AC, there is no this, and so even though I can make hair more than someone that has AC, you tend to pay me 1.5 and go to a place that has AC that cannot really make good hair and pay them 5,000 naira, just for instance. So if I just encourage people that tech does not need a shop, you can be in your own house to start up a tech. And that reminds me, for those who think that their wife, how can I leave my wife to be doing tech, because tech requires a lot of attention, so therefore they will not take care of my children, they will not know when my children are doing this, they will not know. That's just a fallacy for me. A tech woman who knows what she's doing will also have time to take care of their children, because yes, it requires time and energy, but it gives more time because there are more time for the a woman in tech to be in the house. That house you're looking for.
Next question.
Okay.
So my next question is, looking at the aspect of limitations on the aspect of ladies when it comes down to maybe the circle of the month, the pregnancy period, your marriage, you have a home now, and then you have children, kids you need to take care of, and all of that. These are some of the limitations that the society present to us as ladies as responsible for the reason why we shouldn't go beyond staying at home and taking care of your family. So would you term this reasonable, or is there a form of let's say measure or something we could adopt that could actually help women? Because sometimes when this kind of topics are raised, somehow the men tend to win at the end.
Yes, honestly, the men has been winning, and I'm not even surprised if someone kick against it. But the truth is that the truth should be told. We know the truth, everybody knows the truth, but because most men wants to be in power, which nobody is dragging power with anybody, but most men feel the world is dragging power with them, so therefore they wants to be in power, which they already in. So I used to tell most men that you don't need to fight for power, you're already in power. He who is bigger than someone is bigger than someone. There's no how God can come and tell us I'm the Almighty, I'm bigger than everybody. It is already written that God is bigger than us. So if you think you're bigger than me, you don't need to tell me. Just act according to what you are, then the nature will show it, and the respect will just be given to you. I tell people, you don't fight for respect, you earn it. So due to the limitation of what is going on in the African world now, most married women tends to be a housewife. They call it housewife, but every woman who is married, whether working or not, is a housewife. That is what I target. You are a housewife, but now what do you do with that your housewife? Are you just sitting down going to Mama Ngozi's house to gist, or you're doing something? So that's the mistake we don't understand. We feel, if they want me to be a housewife, I'll be a housewife. Every woman, as long as you cook for your husband, you are in a house with a man who marries you, who shelter you and provides some amenities for you, you are a housewife. If you like going to bank, doing bank work, doing any other work, you are automatically a housewife. Now what do you do while you are a housewife? That is where my own comes in. Now you cannot be a housewife and just sit down, relax. Every man needs assistance. As a man, no matter how rich a man is, there's a point they can come. Like I've seen someone who said, my husband has it all, but one certain point, it's not that there is no money, but at that point he does not have money. At that point there is money, but the process for him to go and get that money is so long that the problem he wants to solve cannot be solved. So she has to bring her own money and put it in for him to solve that problem at the point. Yes, because most women feel my husband has it all, I don't think he can beg me for money. No, be a productive housewife, and your productivity tech, as I said, actually help you to be a productive housewife. Number one, you have time for your children while you work. There's so many remote jobs. While you work at home, you have time for your children, you put eye for your children. It's just like you being in tech, it's just like a woman who sits in a place to watch Z World. It's the same thing. You're whiling your time making more money, and you're whiling your time to create more attention from the television. So you are just actually doing the same thing. A woman who is always carried away can even be on television while their food gets burnt. So it doesn't stop you, it doesn't stop any man from encouraging their wives or partner to be in tech. It's something that you should encourage, because it will even have more time, because most men are scared. Most women overly work themselves. They say that they don't have time for home anymore. Once they start that work, and it's because of those women that makes most men to target that women shouldn't work. Once they start that work, all their attention, family problem, everything is on that work. They don't even know this school, when their children comes back from school, how their house help does everything entirely. So most men are scared of that. So I want to use this media to encourage them that they shouldn't be scared. And I also want to encourage women that we should not overly do things in a way that people will not understand the basically good of what we are doing. We should actually be rational, and we should also not be too extreme. When you're doing your tech, there is time for everything. There's no how you can be doing work 24 hours. And now when you're at home, you're watching your children while you do some certain things. And if you know that what you're going to do is going to take a lot of time and your attention, which you might not know, take most of the things that will actually in a short while that a child can actually destroy or something in a upper way. Before 2 minutes, when you are done, you come down to your own, to their level, to look at them and play with them. At the point you're with your child, you're taking care of your child, that's just it.
Anyways, I would like to continue this conversation, but you know, time limits. Thank you so much for coming on board.
Okay.
It's a pleasure to have you on the program.
Thank you.
Hope you'll be around next time. We'll call upon you.
Definitely.
Well, thank you to our viewers as well for always tuning in to Daybreak Africa on KAFTAN Television, and this is where we'll be handing you over to our Lagos station, so please stay tuned. And I remain Angela Daku.
I would say everybody is equal in the tech world, in the world of business, wherever we find ourselves. Let's give each other opportunity. Let's coexist and make greatness out of what we have in us. That is what the message I'll be giving to you all today. Until we come your way next time, I remain Micheal Obagiri.